Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Fabi Paolini here once again with you guys today. And on day 3 of this series, which has been amazing and fun, I've had so much fun creating it for you. So day 1, we talked a lot about getting over imposter syndrome and getting over self-doubt and those kind of weird little mantras in our head that sometimes are there keeping us small or keeping us from taking action. Yesterday we talked about the fundamentals that you need to have in place for building your business. So it's around like getting clarity around your message, getting clarity about what makes you different and the problem that you solve, and understanding who your audience is. And today we're going to be talking about building an actual offer. Like, how do you actually create an offer that sells, that makes you money, and that helps you increase your income and your impact? So before we talk about breaking all of this down and how to do it efficiently, the first thing that I want to talk about with you guys are your options. Okay, so if you're a coach or you're a service provider, it's likely that your service is going to land within 4 possible general niches or categories, right? And that's either health, right? It could be, as a weight loss coach or a fat loss coach, or some sort of health related thing about, connected with like helping people be pain free or something like that. Then there's wealth, and wealth has to do with helping people make more money or increase their business or branding or design, or all of that stuff lands within wealth. Then there's relationships, and relationships can be, personal relationships with other people. It can be love, it could be marriage, it could be dating. And then the fourth one is personal development. And personal development has all to do with mindset, like a life coach, or spiritual development would also kind of fall into this category. So basically you have these 4 general categories or topics within which your niche is going to fall. And the first question that I want you to ask yourself is, which of these categories do I fall into? And how do you take that category and turn it into a business that makes you money? And we're going to go back to understanding that fundamental thing we talked about yesterday, which was around who your ideal client is, okay? Because I believe that the key to doing this successfully is to bridge the gap between where your audience are right now, right? And what your secret sauce is, like what your unique thing is, right? And the way that you do it is by really taking care of bringing those things that make you different as much as you possibly can into the way in which you bring solutions to people. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So again, we first talked about yesterday about getting clear around your audience's problem, or essentially first around getting clear around what is the problem that you can solve. And then from there, we get clear about, okay, I know the problem I can solve. Who is this audience that has this problem, and where is it that they want to be? So, what are their needs? What is it that they want? I call it the before and the after. Where are they before, right? Getting really clear about what their situation is, and then also getting clear around what their after is. What is it that they really want? What do they want their life to look like? At the end of the day, you're here to make their life better, and you're here to be a solution to this problem that they have. And your job is to fill the gap between where they are right now and where they want to be, right? Considering that you have this solution, that this is a problem that you're really great at solving, right? And what you want to do is basically take it down and build out the necessary steps or milestones that are going to take them from this horrible problem over here into this amazing solution right over there, right? So you're going to basically look at everything that you know how to do. Yesterday, we talked about the 6 S's of differentiation or singularity, right? Your stories, your skills, your successes, your style, your steps, and your superpower. And you want to look at all these things that make you unique and think, okay, how can I bring these things in a way that, again, is unique and is different to solve the problem that these people have, okay? And we were talking yesterday about connecting the dots and looking at your stories and all these things. And the intention here is to bring all those things together in order to build what I basically call your steps, all right? So you're going to get really clear about it. And the thing is, the really cool thing about this is that when you can build an offer where you're bringing all of these things, pulling from all of these things that make you unique, it means that there's nobody else out there doing what you're doing the way that you're doing. It's impossible, right? So kind of let me break it down. Again, you have this person that is right here, right, in this kind of horrible situation, in this before where they're not happy. You have this problem that you can solve, and you understand where they want to be. All right. And your job is to really build an experience of transformation, to really take them from here to there, using all of your knowledge, your skills, your experiences, all of the things that you know how to do really, really well, and bring them to the table so that they can get this transformation. They can have this solution. And the way that you do it is you break down all the things that you kind of all the milestones that they need to go through. So to give you an example, when my clients work with me, where I know they come to me, they're still kind of lost around their message, their brand, their business. They're trying to pull all the pieces together. And basically what we do is we look at where they are and where they want to be. They want to be successful. They want to be making 6 figures. They want to be making 5 figures. They want to be making money, right? And how I break it down is, okay, what are the steps that are going to get them there? So for me, it starts with mindset. We do a lot of mindset work with my clients. Then we start with building the brand foundation, getting clarity around who they are, what their message is, who their audience is. Then we build their offer. Then we go there into creating their marketing strategy. Simultaneously, I'm building out their brand identity, their website, and then at the end, they have a website with their brand communication, all these pieces in place. They have an offer, they have a lot of clarity, they have a marketing strategy that's put out, like that's working for them to bring them clients immediately and helping them make money. Does that make sense? So these are all the steps that I take my clients to in order to get this result. So what you want to do is think about, okay, what are the steps that I need to implement in my own business so that my clients get from here to there, right? So, remember, at the end of the day, it is really about building an experience of transformation and also removing the overwhelm for these people as much as possible. So you want to try to break things down in a way that makes it super easy. In my case, I literally take people's hand and we go step by step by step, right? We start with them getting all of this clarity around how to position themselves and then build their offer, kind of what I'm explaining here, but obviously we do it in a lot of detail. There's a specific process that I take them through. And then once they've built out the structure of their offer, we go deeper. And I'm like, okay, how do we make this even more powerful? What can you add? What can you remove? What are the things that are necessary? And by the end of it, they have this offer that is really, really powerful. That is something that is like a no-brainer thing for people to buy from them. So hopefully that makes sense. And you want to try to think of it the same way, right? So again, you want to define those milestones and move from there. Because the thing is that the real thing that's going to help you make more money and sell and build your income and just be more powerful is always going to come back to confidence. I really believe that there's nothing more important in your business than confidence around what it is that you're doing, right? And this confidence goes beyond how many clients you have had or how many success stories you've had under your belt. It really comes from you understanding that you're absolutely amazing at what you're doing and you believing that you're here to serve people and make a difference and change the life of each of the people that come your way, like each of your clients. So for me, confidence is a fundamental factor that I want to make sure my clients have as they build their own offers and their own business. And for me personally, I really believe that a lot of the reason why I've been able to be successful is because I'm really confident. I know that I'm good. I know that there's nobody else in the world that's better at this than I am. There's no way. The process I've created is robust, it's good, and it's powerful, right? So you want to make sure that that's how you feel too, right? You want to look at your offer and say, I feel it. This is it. This is what I want. And this is what people are going to want. And I love it. And I'm excited and I'm pumped to get it out there. And I feel so confident in myself and what I'm doing, regardless of the fact of whether you've had clients or not, which is the tricky part when you're starting out, because how am I going to feel confident if I'm just starting out? But really is about looking at what you have, looking at those steps and those milestones and saying, oh my God, this is so freaking good, right? Again, it really comes down to creating an experience of transformation. And what you don't want for your clients is to give them some little band-aid result or tactic that's going to solve the problem in the short term. But what you want to give them is something that's going to solve this problem in the long term, all the way in, right? You don't want to leave them feeling lost and confused and they have no clue what it is that they need to be doing next, because if you're building a true experience of transformation, it means that it really is going to make a difference for them. And, obviously they're going to be transformed. Like, that is the intention. And the cool thing and really important thing around building an experience of transformation is it really allows you to charge premium pricing for what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, we talked about it, I think we talked about it yesterday, but what you want to remember is charging premium pricing just means that you're really solving these people's problem. Again, you want to remember that you have to have a ton of clarity around what the problem is and how it is negatively impacting the lives of your audience. What you want to do and the way that you want to position yourself is moving yourself away from being a service provider and positioning yourself as a true expert. And when you do this, it really changes the way in which people are seeing you, and it changes the way that your confidence completely transforms, right? So we'll talk about charging premium pricing a little bit more in a second. But, the first thing before that is, okay, we have this offer, we have this framework, we know these are the steps that I'm going to get my clients to go through in order to build results. Now, what do I do with that? And there's a few different directions which you can take. You can start with creating what people call a ladder, right? Where you have a low ticket offer, and then you have a variety of things that go up, 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 all the way into your premium offer, right? And a lot of coaches do this because it allows you to serve more people at a whole bunch of different levels. However, I do want you to know that that's not necessarily the only way for you to build success. Like, for me personally, that's not what I have done. I'm just going to be honest with you. For me, I just wanted to make sure that my clients got results. So in my case, I have two offers. I have my group program and I have my one-on-one service, and that's it. And none of them are like $100. You know what I mean? So it means that for me, it's like, I really want people to get results. So I'm going all in. I'm not giving them like little tiny things here and there, right? And the reason why I wanted to share that with you is that because I want you to understand that there's no one way to, there's no one right way to do it. Like, it's going to depend on what works for you, what works for your business. For me, this is what works. I love working with my clients one-on-one, and I love serving my students in my group program. Like, it's like, these are the two things that really are the ones that inspire me every single day. And you can either go the route of building a variety of little things and with a whole lot of price points, or you can just charge premium pricing and solve the problem at its core and focus on transformation, right? So I think that sometimes what happens is that people think, well, I'm not ready to charge premium pricing, or I'm not there yet, I'm not sure. And we think like either, my expertise isn't worth it, or you believe that it is worth it, but if you charge premium prices, like, people are going to run the other way and be like, are you crazy? I'm never going to pay you that, right? And yesterday we kind of addressed that first issue around like your expertise not being worth it, because we talked about why you're unique and the incredible power that you have when working with people, right? Like, it's you. But I also want you to understand that when you're working with somebody, when you're offering your services, you're not really offering your time. You're not really offering your knowledge even. What you are selling is the value of the result that you deliver. Okay, so let me say that again. You're selling the value of the result, right? Again, value. For me, value is fundamental when you're building your brand, when you're building your business. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're a weight loss coach and you help people gain health, right? You help them lose weight and gain health and feel amazing, right? If you can work with somebody and you help them lose weight to the point that they don't need to go to the doctor or they don't need to take insulin. I'll give you an example, a specific example. My dad always was overweight, not like extremely obese, but was an overweight person. And 2 years ago, he had gastric bypass surgery because he felt like it was the only answer. He had tried a little diets here and there, but never committed to something for real. So it was like Band-Aid solutions, right? Nothing worked, and he was diabetic, and basically they did gastric bypass surgery, and then they did something to remove his diabetes. They did this whole other thing when they did the surgery. And that has caused him a lot of issues. So yes, he lost the weight. Yes, he's not diabetic anymore, but it has been really, really tough for him, to the point that last week he had emergency surgery once again because there was like a rupture in his intestine. Whatever, I'm not going to get into it. But the point is that if I think of my dad, if he would have found a coach that came to him and said to him, listen, I'm going to charge $5,000, but we're going to get you to lose weight. We're going to get you to get in shape. We're going to get you to let go of insulin, like stop being diabetic and all these things. I mean, how much money would he have saved, number one? And number two, like, what is the value of him having solved that problem like that instead of having to go through all of the things that he's had to go through recently? You know what I mean? Like, it is priceless. Like, it's really priceless. And for me, I would spend anything to stop him from having gone through all of that, right? Like, and I'm sure that he feels the same way right now. So if you can create an impact and on another person's life, that is really priceless. Like, why are you charging $100 an hour? Like, why are you undercharging for what you're doing, right? And it really applies to pretty much all of the coaches out there. Like, a lot of people struggle with this. And I've had a few coaches who feel like, oh, what I'm doing isn't tangible enough, right? It's really hard to sell. They tell me, Fabi, for you, it's easy to sell things because you're doing websites too. And like people can visually see like, these are the results. But again, you always have to go back to understanding what it is that you're really doing. Because if you can help somebody quit their job and change their careers and move into something that makes them come alive and feel happy, that's priceless. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how miserable you can be working at a job you hate and watching the years go by and your life slip by and you're not doing what you're meant to be doing? Like, you can be miserable. So it's priceless what you're doing if you're helping somebody take action and move away from that, right? The other thing that happens with high prices is that basically you end up reassuring your clients and telling them that you are the best, right? Like, I mean, think about it. If you're gonna, like we mentioned with a health coach or with my dad's story, like if he wouldn't have gone with gastric bypass surgery and he really was committed to solving that problem, would he have bought like a $27 ebook or gone with a person charging $3,000 for their services, right? Because those $3,000 tell me that I'm getting results. And it actually means that you can bet that I'm going to be committed to getting those results. Like, I have a story from a few years ago when I joined a coaching program, or I hired a coach basically that was charging me $10,000. And for me, when I joined, I was like, okay, I'm joining this program, but I'm committed that by the end of it, I'm going to be making $40,000 a month. So I went in and I was committed. Whatever my coach had told me to do, I was like, jump, how high? Like, where do I need to go? What shoes do I need to wear? Like, anything that you're telling me to do, I'm going to do it. I'm committed because I'm committed because I spent those $10,000. You can bet I'm going to get results. And of course I got those results, right? A lot of people think that charging high prices means like, oh my God, I'm going to hurt my clients. Poor people, they're not going to be able to hire me. But what you need to understand is that the people that pay more end up getting better results because they're committed to success, right? Like, if you bought this $97 course, if you don't have results, it's not going to hurt you. But if you buy a $10,000 program, if you don't have results, it's going to hurt you. So you're going to take action. You're going to be much more committed, right? You end up showing up differently, ready and in action. And obviously, when you're able to charge premium prices, it means that you have a larger income with much more ease than if you were charging a lot less, right? Like, you don't have to be like, I have to bring in all of these. I have to get 100 people in every single month in order to make $5,000. It's a lot of people. So obviously it makes it easier. Now, the other problem around raising your prices and thinking that you won't attract the right people is solved through learning how to position yourself and building a powerful marketing strategy that shows that you know what you know, right? And obviously, having an incredible brand, an incredible website that builds you up and builds your credibility is going to help you a ton. But really, the way that you do it is by creating a marketing strategy that's going to position you as that expert. It's going to really position you as that expert, right? And it really is going to make that difference. So again, when I work with my clients, this is one of the things that we focus on the most, building an actual strategy. Again, not tactics, not let's build your Instagram followers or let's get more likes on this photo, but the actual strategy that's going to bring you leads consistently every single week into your business, right? And you're building a list of like a really qualified leads. It's not just like, oh, let me build my list just to build it, but really go there. And Okay, so bringing all of these together, all the things that we've talked about, there's essentially 3 things that you need to have in place in order to get your business going or basically take it to the next level. The first thing is mindset, right? We talked about it the first day, your resourcefulness, your resilience, and the ability to take action no matter what is triggering you on the outside. That's the tricky part. It's really going out there and taking action regardless of your self-doubt. The second one is getting clarity around your brand, right? Like what makes you different and who your audience really is. And then the third one, which is what we've been talking about today, is your offer, right? Something that you can actually sell. There's somebody a few days ago who was asking in this group, like, Fabi, I want to do Facebook ads, but I don't have an offer. What do you suggest? And I'm like, what are you doing? You need to have an offer first before you're doing ads to what, right? Like, don't give away your money like that. You want to spend money when you have actual strategy built, like it's building up one to the other. You have a marketing strategy that's positioning you as an expert, that has the right communication, that right strategy in place, obviously all the things that lead people directly into the offer. And this offer comes from what you bring to the table that's unique, that's different, that's going to get these people results. And then all of that is connected to your foundation, to your message, to who you are, and to your audience. Does that make sense, right? So when you have all of these things in place, that's when you go into building the marketing. But the things that you need first are mindset, clarity, and your offer. There's nothing else beyond it. That's it. That's where you start. And it might feel overwhelming, but honestly, it's not when you have somebody by your side that's guiding you every single step of the way. Because, at the end of the day, why are you going to take the hard route? Why are you pushing yourself to try to figure things out when you have people that have a lot of experience, that have been through it, that know what's going on, and that they know what you're going through and that can help you through it, right? All of these are the things that I really help my clients with. We build their foundation. I lift them up with a ton of mindset work. We build this really amazing offer together. I create the website. We build the marketing strategy, and all of that we do together. And if you want me to help you do the same, I've totally got you, right? So here's what I'm going to offer you guys. I'm going to offer you a free call, 100% free, no strings attached call with me and my team, right? And this is basically called what we're going to be looking at 3 specific things. Number 1, we're going to look at what is holding you back and how to start getting into action. What is that self-confidence? What are those little mindset issues that are getting in the way from you taking action? Number 2, we're going to be looking at what makes you different, or what's this problem that you solve? What is this thing that you're actually doing? And number 3 is how to turn it into an offer with a marketing strategy that works specifically for you, right? So we're going to be looking at exactly where you're at and how to get you to the other side. Now, I know you're wondering, okay, Fabi, what's the catch behind it? It's 100% free. And number 1, there's no catch. The only catch is that it's not for everybody. You have to be a service provider. So if you're selling a product, it's not going to work specifically for you. Number 2 is that you have to be somebody that's decisive and coachable, and that you're going to listen to what I'm going to tell you, when my team is going to tell you, and you're going to take action on that for sure. And number 3, you have to be somebody that's heart-centered, you're coming from a place of integrity and you really want to make an impact. And you might be wondering, why is Fabi doing this? What is it up with these, with this free call? And the thing is, if you've been listening to me for the past 3 days, you know that for me, value is everything, right? I'm obsessed with value. I'm obsessed with giving you as much value as I possibly can, because I really do believe, again, going back to what I talked about in the first day, that I'm here to make an impact. I'm really, beyond anything else, what I really care about is people. I really care about you getting results. Of course, getting people results impacts my income, but it's not about the income. It's really about changing people's lives. And if I've been able to do this, if I've been able to change my life, if I've been able to do the things that I've been able to do, I know that I can help other people do it too. Plus, I know that, once we have this call, you might be interested in working with me and actually having me help you get through all these things. And if that's the case, I'm more than happy to share with you how to do it. If that's not the case, it's totally fine. So I'm going to send you guys the link so that you can book your call. FabiPaolini.com/call. Again, it's 100% a free call, no strings attached. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything like that in the comments here. If there's anything I can help you guys with regarding building your offer or anything like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to talk to you, to connect, to help you out, to look at what's been going on, and to get you to start charging premium pricing. Like, that's where you need to be, not charging like $100 little for your services, but really realizing how powerful you are right now. All right.